Assalamu alaikum, guys. Welcome to another episode of cuntadan. So inshallah, today we will be making naan. So that is like an Indian bread and inshallah some butter chicken. So let's get started. So we will start with making our dough for the naan. So we will need, of course, flour. There we have 4 cups of flour. This is lukewarm water. Sorry, lukewarm milk, and then there's our water. It's about 1/4 of a cup. We got ourselves a cup of yogurt, some sugar, yeast, baking soda, salt, and baking powder. And we're supposed to be using butter, but here I'm actually using margarine, you guys, because I didn't have any butter, unfortunately, at home. But you use what you have. So inshallah, we are going to combine make our yeast mixture. So it's just basically water, sugar, and our yeast. We're just going to mix it there and then leave it aside for about 10 minutes for it to just kind of froth. And then here we're just going to combine our dry ingredients, which is basically our sugar, our salt, and our baking soda and baking powder. Okay, so my apologies, that was actually salt. That was not sugar. We didn't put sugar in there. So we're just gonna mix that well, have everything well combined, and then now we're going to add in our liquids. Can you see the froth? It kind of frothed it. You can't see it clearly. I do apologize for my camera today, my lighting. But there, we're just gonna throw in the yeast mixture there, and then we're putting in some milk and our yogurt. So some people also add egg in here. They add some water, but this is the way I'm making it, and it is mashallah amazing. So just go in there and put your hands in there and just kind of mix. So make sure everything is well combined. It's going to be nice and sticky, and that's definitely what we're looking for. So we're actually going to transfer this and knead it onto the counter there. So we're just going to kind of flour our counter quite a bit, and then from there we are going to transfer our dough mixture. Get every little piece in there. You even have some on your hands. Just peel all that out. No need to be bougie over here. So just peel all that out, put it in there. Inshallah, as long as your hands are clean, it's khair. So we are going to go ahead and knead it. And that's, a lot of people get intimidated by making dough, like making their own bread or naan or, anything like that. But honestly, you guys, once you get the concept, it is so simple, and you would never want to go out and buy bread, especially nowadays since bread is not cheap. So just learn how to make it, inshallah, and I will definitely post a bread episode on here soon. So go ahead and knead all that. And we want it to combine well. We don't want our dough to be hard. It's still going to be nice and soft. I've gone ahead and washed my hands, put a little bit of oil on there, and just kind of like knead it a little bit some more. See, it's still soft, and I think that's because of the yogurt there. That really makes it really soft. So it's still a little sticky. It's still kind of sticking to my hands, but that's what we want. We don't want it to be hard or anything. So that's the texture we're looking for. So we're just going to transfer that onto a bowl, inshallah, and then cover it with, whatever. So I'm using a plastic Ziploc thing here to cover it, and then just kind of leave it aside and let it rise. So I actually put it in the oven because it's really cold over here, so the oven really helps. So now, inshallah, we're going to move on to making our butter chicken. So this is everything we'll be using for the butter chicken. Again, Try to use real butter. I'm using margarine, and that's our cream, salt, ginger garlic paste. Those are our seasonings, our spices, tomatoes and onions. So here we're just going to use 1 tablespoon of ginger garlic paste. We need to marinate our chicken. That's 1 teaspoon of coriander. We're adding a generous amount of salt. You can also add your chili powder if you want, but here I'm going to be having kids eating this, so I don't really want it to be spicy. But definitely, if you're looking for something of a little bit of a heat, definitely add your chili powder on there. So once you marinate your chicken well, we are going to turn our stove on to medium high and melt our butter. My case here, margarine, but and we're going to add a little bit of oil. So here I'm using olive oil, but of course you can use whatever you have on hand there, vegetable oil, canola oil, whatever. So we want our butter and oil to melt and get nice and hot before we add our chicken in there. So this is our marinated chicken. So once our oil is nice and hot, we're going to transfer our chicken onto the stove there, and then just kind of like separate it well. And then we are going to cover it and just kind of like let it cook till it kind of like the oil kind of separates and it simmers quite nicely. So obviously I'm, fast forwarding here, but constantly check on it. It doesn't really take long for chicken to cook all the way through. Um, so here, this is what we're looking for. This is how you'll know your chicken is nice and ready. So here I used um, chicken legs that I cut into pieces, but definitely you can also use chicken breast as well. That works really well. That's what I usually use. So we're going to transfer that chicken onto a plate, put it aside, um, put our pan back on, still on medium high. Put more butter, of course, and here we're adding some cumin seeds. That's about a teaspoon of cumin seed. So we're just kind of going to mix that a bit. So we don't want to wash our pot. We want all that, flavor from the chicken to be on the pan. Everything's just gonna cook together. So that was ginger garlic paste, and then here we have our onions. So that's about 2 small onions that I've cut up. So we're just gonna mix that together. I'm adding a little bit of water because it was kind of burning from the bottom, but this kind of helps it cook a little bit further. So we want the onions to be nice and soft here. Here we're adding some coriander powder. So that's about a teaspoon of coriander powder. So as you can see, the pot at the bottom is not, it doesn't look as burnt or anything like that. Like the water helped it. And we're adding some cashew. This is definitely optional, but I kind of feel like it helps with the taste a little bit. But if you're allergic, obviously, or if you don't have it, you don't have to add it in there. And this is about 2 medium-sized tomatoes. Stir everything together. So at this point, as soon as we cover we put the lid on there, we are going to lower the temperature to medium. So we want our tomatoes to be nice and soft. So when we blend it, it's going to give us a nice smooth consistency. So here I'm actually just transferring it. So that shouldn't really take more than, it should take less than 10 minutes for it to soften there. But obviously check on it. So transfer that. So this is what we're looking for right now once we blend it. So we're going to add a little bit more butter. And then we're going to increase the temperature of our stove there, of the burner. And once our butter has melted, we are going to transfer our tomato paste. Here we are going to add some salt. Okay, I put the salt there. Okay, so we're going to add some salt. So salt obviously is according to your taste. And then we're going to add a little bit of water because it was quite thick there. And just kind of stir that a little bit. So here, this is a technique that a lot of Indian chefs, to get that nice color. So yeah, so cover and let it cook for a little bit. So at this point, we're actually going to add a little bit of food coloring at this point. So this will help us get that nice, red color that they have on the butter chicken. So this is basically just a little bit of red food coloring and some water. As you can see, there we go. So as you can see, we have that nice, red color there. We're adding a little bit of sugar to kind of get rid of that acidity. And then we're adding a little bit of tomato ketchup. And this will also kind of just enhance the flavor, make it a little bit sweeter. And then just kind of mix everything together, inshallah. And then we are just going to kind of let it cook. So just cover it. And then once it kind of like simmers, we are going to add our garam masala. So garam masala, again, just kind of enhances the taste. Obviously, you don't want to put too much. Garam masala could be quite strong in terms of the taste. So now we are going to add our chicken that we have cooked. So at this point, we're going to combine everything together, and we're pretty much almost done. This whole process doesn't really take that long. So just kind of mix everything together. It is so, oh my God, the aroma was just unbelievable, you guys. MashAllah. It smelled amazing, amazing, amazing. So here we are going to add our cream. So this dish is definitely, not for people who are trying to watch their weight. It is very calories is quite heavy on this. So this is something you would, have not every day, just something kind of to indulge in once in a while. But it is really, really good, mashallah. I hope you guys really make this. So just kind of cover it, lower the temperature a little, and just let it kind of simmer for about like maybe 10 minutes. Put it on low, and we're pretty much done. So this is, this is our final product. This is how it's going to look. So we're just going to transfer that onto a bowl, garnish it with some cilantro, and we're pretty much done. So we're just going to, inshallah, mix that together. You guys, this is such a simple dish to make. You guys would really enjoy it, and you'll really, really like the taste. And you'll find how easy it is. Like, it seems so intimidating whenever you go to like Indian restaurants or anything like that. You're like, oh my God, this butter chicken is so amazing. But it's actually quite easy to make once you have, the seasonings, the things that you need. All right, so now our naan, our dough has doubled inside. We're just going to punch it through to get rid of all that air bubble. And we are going to kind of dust a little bit of flour onto our counter and put our dough onto there. So see how nice and soft it is. So basically I separated it and put it into small pieces of balls. Just kind of put it aside there. I made for those are like about 8 pieces. Here I'm using my hands because honestly it's just, the dough is just so soft that it's not necessary to use the roller. Like you can just use your hands to separate it. So that's what I do. And then don't flatten it too much because we want it to be a little, about 1/4 of an inch, I guess. But just kind of like eyeball it, and make sure your pan is nice and hot. And then afterwards, once it is hot, lower the temperature to medium because we don't want to burn it. We want it to cook all the way through. So we're just going to apply a little bit of butter on top. And then once it has, once it bubbles from the top, that's when we know that that's our cue to basically, there we go, can you, I don't know if you can notice the bubbles there, that's our cue to kind of flip it over. So when you look from far, it kind of looks like mufa, doesn't it? But it definitely does not taste like mufa. It is so so good, mashallah. You can literally eat this on its own, wallahi. But go ahead and just apply it, and then you can flip it over a little bit. You just kind of continue with that till you're basically done. And then yeah, so we want it to be, we want it to brown. And this process, it's like basically 3 minutes on both sides, most likely. And like I said, lower the temperature to medium. You do not want it to be high. So this is our end product, you guys. It was simple as that, mashallah. There's our butter chicken. There's our naan. I really, really hope you guys enjoyed watching this. I hope you guys make it. Please give me a thumbs up if you guys like it. Like I said, there's so many different naan recipes and butter chicken recipes, but this is, I find, to be the easiest, and it is so 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 delicious, mashallah. So again, for those people who are not subscribed, as always, don't forget to subscribe. That's how I'll know people are actually watching my channel and enjoying what I have to make. And give me a thumbs up. I'd love to hear your comments, and I'd like to hear, you know, how it turned out for you. Look how amazing that is, mashallah. Anyways, guys, till next time, salam alaikum.